What is up, posse? My name is Will and this is going to be a different kind of review. It's not for a movie, it's not for a TV show, it's for a video game. But you may be thinking, how can we review a video game when that's kind of Jessup's department on this channel? Well, this was his idea for reviewing this, so I'm going to let the man himself explain.
Okay, so we are covering, and get your vomit buckets ready, Final Fantasy XIII. And before I should explain my background in Final Fantasy. I know I've explained on the live streams, but for those who don't know, I didn't really get into them when I was younger. I didn't really have a gaming console until I was like 10 years old. So I missed out on a lot of like the older games. Anyways, eventually I got to high school, and my friend told me about Final Fantasy, said he was a big fan, and I should check them out, and that they were an anthology. So I decided at the time I'd check out the latest installment of the series, which happened to be Final Fantasy XIII. I eventually bought the guide off him because I had trouble with the boss. Now we've been using this as reference too. Anyways, so I know this one is very hated by the franchise, but by like the fans of the franchise, but honestly, I don't hate it as much as everyone else does. And that's mostly because I actually did finish it. I did load up my old save file the other day, and I have 92 hours and 36 minutes clocked on it. And that was with me dying over and over again to a late game boss. And I did some post-content stuff, just kind of exploring it. And, let's see. But anyways, I actually really remember the story a lot. I remember liking the story a lot. I didn't care for the gameplay. And that's kind of stuck with me, so I figured, why not review this as a movie? We just found someone who just uploaded all the cutscenes from the game onto YouTube as like an 8-hour movie. And this is just part one. We did finish it. We're just, we're about halfway through it. And yeah, that's pretty much why we're reviewing this.
Yeah, and for anybody wondering, my knowledge of Final Fantasy is very limited. I know next to nothing about the franchise. So, but Jessup has been keeping me in the loop about, everything that's happening.
My knowledge isn't like that big either. I've played 7 on the live stream, of course.
Well, here's the thing. I've never played any of the games, honestly.
I would recommend the older ones and the remake that came out recently.
Okay, I'll check it out at some point.
I've heard 15's pretty good too. It does have a weak ending, from what I understand.
Alright. So, I think we should judge, the cutscenes as a movie itself, since they're all mixed together from what we've seen.
Yeah.
So, the overall story, Jessup, why don't you take it away?
Yeah, it is kind of hard to follow, I'll admit. I had trouble remembering some things too, looking at all these again. But pretty much there are 2 worlds called Cocoon and Pulse, and Cocoon is like a floating sphere that's in the atmosphere of Pulse. And Cocoon's kind of this artificial world where most of society lives, while Pulse is just a giant wild wasteland. And we haven't really we haven't even seen Pulse yet in what we've seen. We've mostly been on Cocoon as we follow a group. But anyways, Cocoon is run by these beings called Fal'Cie. These Fal'Cie are like deities to them, I guess, and they nurture the humans on the world. And they can mark beings as l'Cie to fill out tasks for them. And so they find a Pulse Fal'Cie on Cocoon and since anything from Cocoon is considered evil, or anything from Pulse is considered evil, my bad. I'm sorry, I'm losing my train of thought here. Like I said, this is hard to follow, but pretty much we follow a group who are marked as these l'Cie things, consisting of 6 characters: Lightning, Snow, Hope, Vanille, Saz, and Fang. And they've been marked by the Pulse Fal'Cie before it died. And their focus is supposedly something to do with destroying Cocoon itself. And so it's kind of their journey to figure out what's going on, try to survive as everyone's hunting them down. And pretty much anyone they come into contact with is considered contaminated, so they have to purge those. It's kind of parallels a lot of real world things if you think about it too deeply.
Yeah,
And you have to try to twist it
some
up.
things we will not mention.
Yes, and you do have to kind of twist the whole concept on its head in order to figure that out too.
Yeah.
But we're
So,
going to that.
all right. So I guess in terms of like animation, this game came out in what 2010? You said?
Yeah, 2010.
I'd say the animation's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nothing like modern games like like.
It's got more anime feel to it.
Yeah, it's more of an anime, but we'll actually get to that in a little bit. But animation's decent. It's not like Spider-Man PS4 or Red Dead Redemption 2, where it's like that quality of like graphics, but it's decent.
The Resident Evil 2 remake, I'd throw that in there. Actually, no, I don't know. The new Star Wars games I'd throw in there too.
Yeah.
Those have really good graphics.
The voice acting is pretty good for the most part.
Yeah. We got some big names before they got big. Troy Baker's in this.
Troy Baker. Yep.
You got I'm blanking her name, but she was Liar. If you play Mass Effect, she's Liar Tassoni and she's Lightning. And then Hope the boy is actually the voice of Phineas from Phineas and Ferb.
Yep. So we got
That's just the English cast. I don't know about the Japanese cast.
Yeah. So in the English dub version, we have some fairly big names.
So, let's go through these characters one by one.
All right, Lightning. I kind of like her a little bit. She's kind of a bit of a rebel. Well, so is Snow too.
She starts out as a part of the Cocoon military, but then goes rogue.
Yes.
I remember you said like you really liked her at first, but then there was a scene that just completely made you like not like her, and then you're kind of seeing how she's becoming a better person now.
Well, to be fair, a lot of these characters seem to have faults throughout the entire game.
That's kind of the idea that each one improves themselves. Also, just a side connection. Lightning is not her real name. We don't know it yet. All we know is her last name is Farron, and she has a sister named Sarah who is engaged to Snow.
Snow.
Laura Bradley voices the sister, Sarah.
Snow, I feel like is pretty cool. He's reckless,
He looks like Mike Israelton.
Yeah.
From our old reviews.
Yeah, just because of like the long blonde hair.
Between this and Twilight, we gotta get him back.
Oh yeah. But Snow, although he's reckless at times, he does do whatever he can to protect the people he cares about the most.
Yeah, he's kind of arrogant.
Yes.
And for the record, we stopped at. If you've played this game, we stopped at. We just finished at Palmpola, and we're starting Nautilus. That's where we stopped.
Hope. I actually feel some sympathy for him. I won't give away what happens, but kind of feel for him a little bit. But then that starts to change a little bit as the game progresses.
Yeah, his whole getting revenge on one of the other characters.
Saz, I'm not sure if I have a strong opinion about him, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, he is the black guy of the group. You said earlier that if we got a live-action version of this, you'd want him to be played by Eddie Murphy.
Because at first, he had, like, the high-energy acting that Eddie Murphy would normally have in some of his movies, but you also said Will Smith, who probably wouldn't have been that bad of a decision either.
Yeah, and given second half, Will Smith could do both really well. He'd be perfect for the role.
Vanille...
and plus, he's got a baby chicken living in his afro.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Vanille? Oh my gosh. I cannot wait.
She's annoying at first. Like, really annoying. But she somewhat gets better as the game goes on.
Yeah, so far. I mean, we haven't finished this yet. We're only at, like, the halfway mark, like I said.
And Fang...
But also, I did mention that, but there is a twist we just hit, like, we just found out about her, that changed her character a little bit, completely. Right now, Sass doesn't know anything, and those two are kind of split up on their own. Yeah.
And Fang, I feel like she's kind of a badass.
Yeah, we haven't gotten to know her too much since she isn't really with the others for like a whole chunk of the game. She's kind of on her own at first, and then she joins the group in Palmpola, which we just finished. So Will has not really gotten to know her yet.
Not yet, but for right now, I like her.
Yeah.
But
Snow was my favorite, even though Lightning's the one on the cover of both the guide and the game cover.
Yep. But when we mentioned that the game is more like an anime, I think we should just talk about, like, some of the stuff that happens in this game that's, I guess you could say, a cliche in some certain anime, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of. I feel like it somewhat celebrates the cliches, at least story wise.
Because in the cutscenes, there is a boatload of exposition.
Which, let's be honest, you get a lot of that anime.
Yeah, exactly.
But I do. We've seen a little bit of the gameplay through these cutscenes, and we've seen like them kind of joke around with each other, mess around, so you kind of get a feel of their personality
A little bit, yeah.
through the combat
Yeah.
sections.
And
the exploring sections have that too.
Yeah. And here's something I usually crack up with in an anime. Like, I've seen this in Pokemon and Dragon Ball and Naruto, where a character just goes, where he just gives a thumbs up.
It's in the remake with Wedge.
It just cracks me up. I'm not trying to make fun of it. I just think it's overdone so much that I just can't help but laugh at it.
Yeah, I love it too.
Any other cliches that we have that we?
Well, let's talk about the one villain we were introduced to briefly.
Okay, what about him?
Well, in Palm we get introduced to a guy called Yag Roche.
Mm-hmm.
Of the villains, this guy's my favorite. I did spoil this for Will a little bit, but the Palm section leaves you thinking he's dead. He's not. He will come back later. They don't really give an explanation for how he came back though.
Because plot.
Yeah, I mean, this is an 8-hour game. Maybe there's something cut. I know there was like a short film or something that was only released in Japan that kind of explains a lot of stuff that's missing from the Roche. But I honestly have not really looked into it myself because I like the character as he is presented here. As he has most impact.
Alright. Yeah, I think he's pretty cool. I mean, I like his design. I like his voice acting. His motivations seem to be pretty good.
Voice for him, though.
Yeah. But overall, if you want to see this as a movie, it's not that bad.
Well, who knows? Maybe you'll really get into the second half, or really hate the second half. We don't know.
Maybe. But for right now, it's not terrible. But the game, I can see why some people hate it, because Jessup said that most of the gameplay is simple after, like, the first level.
Yeah, after, like, the first two worlds, things just you get your powers that become less seen, you get, like, all the magic stuff. And this didn't work on bosses for me, but I was able to spam the A button and get through, like, most fights.
That's how you get through most video games nowadays.
Well, I did have to shut up my Paratagem, or whichever strategy they were using. I forget how you pronounce that.
So is there anything else you wanted to add, or is that about it?
I think that's it.
Yeah, I don't really have anything else I want to say either.
Yeah, so, actually, what do you think of you saw some of the creatures. What do you think of those?
I kind of like their designs.
Yeah, their designs are pretty cool. I mean,
yeah.
The back of this is falling apart, but if you look at the back with the, I don't know if you guys can see it. There's a whole bestiary in the back, which shows, I don't want to spoil any. I'm just going to show some of the early stuff, but, I don't know if you can see all this, but, this stuff's really cool. Some of these creatures.
Yep. So that just about does it for this review. I'm not going to give a grade on this because it's a game.
Oh, we could just once we finish the whole thing.
Yeah, we could. We'll do it once we finish the whole thing. So that just about does it for this part 1 of a review. If you did enjoy this video, then be sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, subscribe for more content. Next week, Jessica and I are going to be reviewing the critically acclaimed Disaster Artist, so be sure to stay tuned for that.
Oh, hi, everybody!
So, until next time, see you later, posse.